What's up, y'all? It's Nate Almighty, and I'm back with another Powerful 4 Force Season 2 theory, y'all. My bad. I really was supposed to have this video out 1 or 2 days earlier, but I'm gonna be real with y'all because y'all my family, y'all my loyal supporters and viewers. I did a whole lot of partying over the weekend. I drank a whole lot of Luna Azul, a whole lot of Jose Cuervo. I had sex with 2 different women over the weekend, and I was on ecstasy, so my body had to recuperate. Was that too much information? But anyways, let's talk about Shanti, right? Let's talk about Shanti and Jernard and my theory to where I'm going to theorize that Shanti already contracted HIV or some kind of needle-related infection from Jenard. And if she hadn't gotten it already, it's definitely going to happen. Now, the reason why I feel this way is for the simple fact of this. I'm more sure now that it's going to happen because we've got real confirmation that Shanti is really in love with Jernard. Now, it was speculative all the way up until the previous episode. But once I seen Shanti go full Jukebox on Jernard's underling, who was trying to suggest that she went against Jernard, and she was like, listen, go against me or my man ever again, and I'ma kill you. I'ma kill you. I'ma kill your grandmama. She went full Dej Loaf on him. Your whole family could get it, right? And then I thought about it, like, she got mad because not only he was telling her that Jernard was on that stuff and he wasn't moving right, but also because she knew that all the boys were talking about how, Jernard had a dick wet. You know what I'm saying? She was hypnotized. She was addicted to what the ick did. You feel me? So that already had me thinking. And then when you go a couple scenes later, now you got Jernard chilling. He going through withdrawals or whatever. He fighting the urge, right? He got to get out the house because all he can think about is getting high. And then you see Shanti, fine ass, looking all beautiful and chocolatey and naked, right? To the left of him. I'm like, oh, they just did it. And at that point, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, see, here's the thing, right? Now that we know she got this current, unwavering, undying love, affection, and loyalty for Jernard, the fact that they just slept with each other again after she was told that she was hypnotized because he laying that pipe down, right? That leads me to understand that she's going to contract something. And then when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, they building up this whole key woman man haters club thing, right? With Claudia, right? They showing that Claudia get violated by a man every chance she get. They building it up. They building up Claudia to have some type of coalition with women. And what would bring Shanti all the way to her side would be her being violated by Jernard in some type of way. And that's if she either get HIV or hepatitis or something, or if that's if Jernard shows some kind of loyalty to anyone else over her. It will happen that way. By the way, sidebar. I don't have enough information to make a video on this, but the woman who Claudia is dating, she's definitely up to no good. And I'm going to call it now, that woman who Claudia is dating and she's trying to get Shanti out of that deal for next episode, she's probably the one who set up the robbery. And she's probably the one who told the guy who put the knife to Claudia's leg, like, yo, make it real. Make it real, cut her leg. And they didn't expect Shanti to be Shanti, right? Right? The guy's probably, her brother or some crazy stuff like that, right? Be prepared for that. She's probably not going to make it past episode 8 because Claudia is going to put her right down. Claudia's gonna send her to two-step with Jesus once she find that out. But anyways, back to Shanti, right? So you got Shanti here. She got this undying, unwavering love and loyalty, and even still respect. And what made me feel like she might have had a chance to not get HIV from Jernard was if she wasn't in love with him for real. Because then she would have seen that he was on that stuff. She would have seen he was on that stuff, and she would have been like, ew, I don't want you. And she still would have manipulated him, but told him, yo, listen, you're a dope head. I'm not sleeping with you. And she could have either cut him off for a long time, long enough for them to have their differences and break apart without her getting burnt by sleeping with him again. But since they already let us know through dialogue that she's really in love with him, and then she proved it also by making all that money from the pills and saying, babe, this for us. This for us. It's like she planning their future. And she ready to cross over anybody for them. I'm like, yeah, she got that action. She got that action. She got that house in Virginia. And guess what? If she don't got hepatitis or HIV from Jernard already, right? We know Jernard is going to relapse within the next 2 episodes. By episode 9, he's going to relapse. We know this. We're not done with Jernard being a dopehead. I believe there's more. They can get even crazier with dopehead Jernard. You know what I'm saying? Even crazier. It's a darker path he could go on, right? By episode 9, he's gonna relapse with another needle, and then they gonna show him sleeping with Shanti again. Now here's the thing. She realized he's getting high again. She might leave him. She might actually really beat him up instead of just slapping him around like a housewife. She actually might beat him up, and maybe she'll cut him off for a while. But if they slept with each other before that point, boom, she got it. She got the HIV. She got the house in Virginia. She got that action. You know what I'm saying? She got that big H. You feel me? You feel me? And that H go either way, HIV or hepatitis. But it's coming, yo. It's coming. It's coming because the fact it's either this, right? Shanti is gonna end up dying for Jernard by the end of the season or during next season. Or she gonna end up being displeased with Jernard and for whatever reason, probably for getting high again, or for realizing that he has more loyalty to CBI and Diamond over her, and they're gonna break away. She gonna do her thing with Claudia, and then she gonna find out that while she was sleeping with Jernard,
here they come, yo. Here they come. You can Venmo this, or you can Venmo that. You can Venmo this, or you.
She gonna find out that while she was sleeping with Jernard, she got that H. It's that simple, man. That's very realistic. And then there's a certain topic within the street life, within doing drugs, an outcome that come from doing drugs that the power writers have not executed on yet. It's perfect. It's a lot of dialogue. It's a lot of dialogue that come from that. Because then we could see, are we gonna have Shanti go the Claudia route, where because she was violated by Jernard, she just gonna hate every man, turn a lesbian, blah, blah, blah. That's too predictable. But it could go that way. Or could it be that she realizes she got this forever disease from Jernard, and she ends up linking back with Jernard, like, yo, listen, we in this together. It's me and you now. Now it's really me and you. You sleep with another woman, I'll kill you. You know what I mean? Or we can have it to where she gets so depressed, or she go through some kind of trauma, right? She catch Jernard doing drugs, and she say, let me get some. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Now we got a Chicago version of Jukebox who's on the heroin, and she really turning up. That'd be crazy. Season 3 theory and prediction, all right? And I want to theorize the possibility of D-Mac or Marshall, or D-Mac and Marshall, doing what no one is expecting, and I don't see anyone speaking on this. So allow me to be the pioneer of this, right? Nobody's paying attention to the fact that D-Mac and Marshall could very well possibly end up killing Shanti and Jernard, Shanti or Jernard. And not only doing that, rebelling against all the older guys in Chicago and starting their own drug operation. No one is paying attention to this, all right? With what seems to me is D-Mac would be like Tommy, right? And Marshall, who seemed to be more level-headed than the first season, right? And has a bit more street wisdom than D-Mac, would be more like number one. I'm not gonna say more like Ghost because people hate when you do Ghost comparisons, but like the number one, the brains. But then, you know, they focused more on the intelligence of D-Mac in season 1 than season 2. So it could go either way with who be number 1 and number 2. But here's the thing, right? Marshall already has shown himself in the show to be somebody who gets privy to critical and confidential information. Like when he was able to find out who killed Leon and how Diamond wanted Mad Dog dead and all this information. And even though he chose to give D-Mac a gun, which he shouldn't have did, but every homie is going to do that. He's going to give his man a gun if he got an extra one. But he was the person who told D-Mac that, which was the catalyst for D-Mac going to kill Mad Dog, which leads to the RDs possibly breaking the coalition and going to war with CBI, okay? Going into season 3, Marshall is going to feel... We have to see how he feels about Mad Dog dying because of him. We have to see where Marshall's head is at. But Marshall is going to be somebody who feels responsible for that happening, but also responsible for protecting his clear and obvious best friend. Both of these guys seem to be parentless, as you got Marshall coming into an apartment that seems to be a 1-bedroom that D-Mac is in. There's no parents in sight. Maybe their parents crackheads, who knows, right? But they're not around. We could very well see Marshall say, I'm protecting my mans. Him and D-Mac could get to a point where they say, okay, so it's out in the street, obviously, because you killed Mad Dog in broad daylight. Everyone knows that D-Mac killed Mad Dog. The RD's gonna want D-Mac's head, regardless of what Jernard said. You're wait for King Kilo to come home and all this, right? Glenn Big Baby Davis might be in jail. We might not even see him. So if they don't recast him, they're gonna alternate that situation anyway. But we could see D-Mac hide for a little bit, and because D-Mac is a wild boy, he's gonna say, yo, I'm not hiding no more. I'm going outside and whoever wanted could get it. Now, once they decide to get rebellious like that, right, and get sturdy like that, now, what if, because we know the information is going to come out, somehow, some way, people are going to find out that Jernard offered D-Mac up to the RDs and King Kilo. That information is going to come out. And once that information comes out, now you're going to have D-Mac, right? Someone who all he wanted to do is be CBI. He killed a cop protecting Diamond, the leader of CBI, and Uncle Tom. Then he killed Mad Dog, who Diamond wanted dead and was going to do something at some point anyway. He's going to say, I've been nothing but loyal to CBI. And then the brother of the big dog of CBI wants to have me killed or kill me and Bring My Body to King Kilo or all this other wild stuff. You can have the young boys doing what young boys really do in the street and say, we wilder than these old niggas. We don't want to do what y'all do. Why don't we do our own thing? Why don't we do our own thing? You could possibly see Marshall and D-Mac plan to kill Jernard and Shanti's showstopper page and be successful in killing at least one of them. And let me explain to y'all how this could happen, okay? This would be relatively easier than you might expect. Why? Because Marshall and D-Mac walk into this situation being the underdogs. You know what I mean? They're little dudes. They're little dudes in the eyes of everyone else. Everyone else has all this other stuff going on. They don't view Marshall, D-Mac, all the lower rank guys as threats. They too high up on their pedestal, right? Speaking on like Jernard, Diamond, all of them. All of them. They wouldn't see D-Mac or Marshall as threats. Then you could have Jernard is somebody who he might try to put Marshall under the wing. Mess around and try to get Marshall to go against D-Mac. D-Mac could agree with it, right? Just to line Jernard up to get killed. One of these young boys could end up killing Jernard or Shanti. The way this series is going and all the extra complex stuff that gotta go on, I don't think both Shanti and Jernard make it to season 4. I think one of them will die. And the one most likely to die would probably be Shanti. Right? They could easily write in a bunch of other girl bosses. But the character of Jernard is top 2 or 3 best characters on the show. He has depth to his acting, and we have to see Dopehead Jernard again. And they may not rush. If they're gonna bring Dopehead Jernard again, the number one reason for him to relapse would have to be a death. The death that can make him relapse is Shanti or Diamond, but they're gonna keep Diamond around for a while. I think what they plan to do with Diamond is he gonna be Demon Diamond for a little while longer, but he's gonna eventually get back to that, yo, I don't wanna do this. I don't wanna kill nobody, this, that, and the third no more. I wanna get out the game, blah, blah, blah. But in the middle of all this happening, I believe we may see D-Mac and Marshall. Because mind you, if you go back to season 2, there's a lot of disgruntled people at the lower section, the lower tier of the hood. There's a lot of disgruntled people. A lot of people who don't like the way Diamond was moving, right? With Tommy. A lot of people who don't like the way Jernard was moving when he was on his dope ass stuff. You know what I'm saying? Still not over the fact that he crossed Diamond. Right? What if D-Mac and Marshall, they got with a bunch of young boys that they know, or just like them guys who Jernard had to fight with, and they jumped Jernard at the beginning of the last season. What if you get with those dudes? What if you get with Young M.A., the guy who Jernard raw? That's somebody who would have plenty motivation to kill Jernard. By the way, I thought the white boy was going to get caught with a chain and get killed, but that completely never happened. But all of these things could happen. What's not to say that D-Mac and Marshall kill Shanti or Jernard or both of them and start their own gang and say, the hell with all y'all old dudes, we doing this right here. Snake Almighty, and I'm back with another Powerful Full Force Season 3 theory and prediction, y'all. Come with me along on this journey as we discuss the 3 Force characters that will each catch their first body in Season 3 of Powerful Full Force. Okay? So now, A disclaimer before we get into this list. One or two of these people may or may have not already caught a body. But the reason why they're on this list is because it hasn't been said within the story that these people have murdered anyone. Okay? All these people have a complexity. What's the word I'm looking for? A propensity. All of these people are very much capable of catching a body, and each will have reasons to catch a body, even though we haven't heard of them catching anybody, and we definitely have not seen it. But I believe that all three of these people will end up catching a body, either purposely for themselves or to protect someone else. So without further ado, let's get to it. And the first person on this list, we got Shanti, the showstopper. Not once has it been mentioned that Shanti has caught a body. We have not seen Shanti catch a body. What we know is that she's not a stranger to guns. She knows how to wield the pistol at least. And she knows how to fight. This is what we know. There's not been any mention from Shanti or Jernard or anyone else in connection to Shanti in season 2 that has said that she has killed anyone. She has not been referred to as a killer. Like, for instance, when Jernard is talking about D-Mac and Marshall in season 1, and he addresses them as certified killers, that's because they either caught bodies or he knew what they were capable of. He knew it was in them, right? These are the facts of the situation. So we do not know Shanti for killing anyone. But she definitely will get her hands way more dirty in season 3 than she did in season 2. I like Shanti's character. As they keep building her up, she'll have even more and more of her own identity away from Jukebox. Even though she clearly was inspired by the character of Jukebox, she is not Jukebox. And I see her both catching a body that needs to be caught, right? Making a split decision, right? I can see her in a situation where someone comes for her and she ends up killing them because they don't understand how dangerous she is. And I could also see her in a situation trying to save Jenard, or actually definitely saving Jenard when someone's trying to come for Jenard. And that could be anyone. That could be Tommy sending people to deal with Shanti and Jenard, or just Jenard and Shanti's there, she helps him out. Any one of those kind of situations. But that's number 1 on this list of 3 Force characters that will each catch their first body in season 3 of Force. Number 2, we got JP. Now, I feel like JP, as much as he tries to keep his son Darnell from using guns, he is who he is. What's in his blood is in his blood. He got the crazy ish from Kate, and who knows what kind of gangster ish he may have got from his dad. But JP will probably end up catching the body, okay? Okay? It's different ways this can go. For one, at some point, JP has to have a love interest. At some point, he has to have a love interest. So, JP can have a love interest, and somebody trying to get at JP because they can't get at D-Mac, or someone getting at JP because they can't get at Tommy, they come. JP and his loved one is in some kind of danger. Something bad almost happens to JP's lover. JP ups a pistol, boom. Even though I kind of feel like, JP's body may be more brutal than that. He may end up stabbing somebody to death or doing something crazy. Doing something real crazy, right? Or he could just be protecting himself. And someone comes, shoots up the bar, tries to rob the bar. You know what I mean? It could be a situation where people try to extort JP because they can't find D-Mac. You know what I'm saying? Situation like that. JP ends up killing one of them. It could be a situation where he's with his son Darnell. He's with his son Darnell, and some crazy stuff happens, and somebody got D-Mac dead to rights. JP sees it, shoots that person. Somehow, some way though, JP is gonna have to involve himself deeper in the family business. He's gonna have to get his hands dirty. As long as he's staying in Chicago, he's gonna have to get his hands dirty, man. Period. And last but not least, on this list, I want to put Maria. I want to put Maria for the simple fact that I feel now more than ever that Maria is going to kill Miguel. Maria can easily kill Miguel by, I don't know, mixing some kind of medicine, injecting it into Miguel, talking about it's insulin and it's not. It hits his bloodstream. He's dead. I don't believe he's going to go into some kind of diabetic shock and die from that, because we just had Tommy look at Kay Egan and he was ready to watch her die. So I don't think we're going to have Maria do that. But diabetic related, Maria is going to now kill Miguel. She's tired of Miguel interfering in her business. He killed the last person she was in love with. I believe his name was Carlos. Okay. He destroyed the hands of the guy she was with before Tommy. Now he wants to kill Tommy. If she can kill him and get away from him, she will do it. We're liable to really see Maria kill Miguel. And she's the easiest person who could get to him. It'd be the easiest for her than anyone else to be able to kill Miguel, because that's his sister. He doesn't think she has it in her because she never showed him that it's in her. And he's silly enough to allow her to be in charge of his life while he's keeping her against her will and threatening to kill the man she's in love with. It's not going to work out good for Miguel. Hey, don't mind, I'm back with another Power Book Full Force, Season 2, Episode 8 up to Episode 10, Theory and Prediction. And the theory and prediction for this video is that Shanti somehow, some way will remind Tommy of Jukebox. And he's going to see her coming. And he's going to foil her plans. I believe this is definitely going to happen. If you're watching this video at this point and you heavy into the lore of Power and what goes on behind the scenes, it was intended in OG Power for the character that played Jukebox to continue to be a menace in the upcoming future of OG Power. But it just so happened that the woman who played Jukebox, she left Power to go work another show that she thought was going to be successful, and it got canceled after a year, right? And they just never brought it back. And it's been said that they wanted to continue that character. So when they gave us Chicago and they gave us Force, they wanted to reimagine that character. That character is Shanti. There's a reason why she's had nothing but cornrows in her head the entire time we've seen her. There's a reason why we've seen her be so aggressive. There's a reason why we've seen her be a terror to men, so calculating, right? So ambitious. All of the, first of all, Shanti is Jukebox in every single way except for the fact that she likes men. They reimagined Jukebox and Shanti, and I believe that at some point before season 2 is over, Tommy is going to be talking to Shanti, or Tommy is going to be talking to someone about Shanti, and he's going to be like, she remind me of this crazy bitch I know around the way named Jukebox. I also believe that she's going to say something to Tommy. Tommy's going to see her move a certain way, and it's going to remind him of Jukebox, and that will further him in being able to see Jukebox coming. Because Even Tommy was terrified of Jukebox. And Tommy is a psychopath. Tommy has the highest kill count in Power history. Right? And the next people after him, it's not even that close. Okay? Tommy is a menace in the streets. And Jukebox name put fear in his heart. And I think once he starts making these correlations between Shanti and Jukebox, and how she reminds him of Jukebox, he's gonna put plans together to neutralize her as soon as possible. Even if he gotta like pretend to like Jernard more, put Jernard in a higher position, so therefore Jernard can have more control, but Jernard to have to come to him for information or you know, things of that nature. So he'll be able to have a watchful eye over Shanti. You know, just like in the clip where he said, y'all can keep working with Claudia, but let me know everything Claudia is doing. At that point, he may have made up his mind already. Like, okay, you real ambitious. You initiated this and not Jernard. You remind me of Juke. It's very, very possible that she's gonna remind him of Jukebox. And he's gonna be like, I can't trust Shorty. She up to no good. I already know she don't like me. I already know this. So she go from not liking me to offering up Claudia to me. I cannot trust this woman. It's like, I cannot trust this woman. She's up to no good. And mind you, her offering up Claudia to Tommy is like, Tommy is gonna be like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Like, just because you want to get in good with me? You hate me. You're Jernard's girl. Jernard tried to kill me and shot my nephew. Then it's like behind closed doors, you probably gonna have Shanti on some with Claudia. Like, yeah, so I'm gonna tell Tommy I'm gonna offer you up. And when he decides that he wanna pull up and kill you, I'm gonna let you know we gonna get the drop. We gonna kill him. And Claudia gonna agree to that. And it's not gonna go their way, you know? But the thing is that I don't see either Claudia or Shanti dying. I don't think any more women are gonna die the rest of this season. Did any women even die this season? Did any women die this season? Yeah, the laboratory chick, right? Who everybody think was Noma's sister. But I don't think any more women are gonna die. You know, I got a list. If you're watching this video, my top big death predictions for episode 8 might be out or it's coming out an hour after this video, something like that. But be checking, because it's coming out the same day, right? Because I'm flooding y'all. Because I like flooding y'all, right? But I think Shanti gonna make it to season 3. I think Claudia gonna make it to season 3. Because there's nowhere we're not gonna see these women bubble up in a major way and become big boss, big avails. They gotta become big boss, big avails before they die. We gotta see them get big, and then the money and the drug game make them beef with each other and they going at each other's heads. You know what I mean? We gotta see that. At some point we have to see Shanti and Claudia get a team behind them of hitters. And it ain't gonna be like I forgot the name, but it ain't gonna be like, you know, the army of chicks from Wakanda and all that, right? But like I said, man, Tommy is gonna see Shanti coming. Tommy is not, you know, even though Tommy is quick to kill, he not as reckless. He not as stupid or mistake prone as he was in OG Power. He definitely learned. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me, Nate Almighty, and I'm back with another Power video. This is going to be focusing on Power Book 4 Force Season 3. I'm getting back into the rhythm of giving you guys the Power videos that you love. Now, help me get back in favor with the algorithm by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, If you're new here, I'm going to be flooding you guys over time with some brand new power theories in regards to Power Book 4 Force, as well as I'm going to be giving you guys compilations of all the theories that I predicted from last season that have not been proven to be either true or false yet. But the topic of today's theory in regards to Power Book 4 Force Season 3 is Jernard will leave Shanti for being too masculine and flying too close to the sun and for being way too ambitious, and he will give his full loyalty to Diamond and Tommy, okay? This video is going to be another banger, of course, because who else is giving it to you but me? Like, share, comment, subscribe if you're new here. Without further ado, let's get to it. All right, now, y'all, let's break it down like this. Now, if you can remember where we left recovering junkie Jernard and Shanti last season, it's just like this, man. She pretty much pushed this man to recover from his addiction. We know that he developed the addiction fast and it got bad very fast, which is why I still have the option of Jernard contracting HIV and giving it to her. But it depends on how serious they want to take this show, being that it's the very last season of the series. But I still see a situation where Junkie Jernard is going to relapse. Like, come on now, we talking about dope. We talking about heroin, right? If you go in the record books, if you go online, they will tell you that it is one of the most addictive drugs to overcome. But aside from that, we got Shanti, who was a good woman. Yes, she was a good woman. She was there for him when he needed her. But here's the thing that we got to talk about, right? Which is that we can see that she's a very aggressive woman. She is essentially a girl boss, right? She was the black equivalent. I said equivalent. She was the black equivalent to who Claudia was. By the way, sidebar, I still believe she's alive. We're going to get more. I'm going to give y'all more theories in regards to Claudia in the future, right? And I'm going to speak on Claudia again as we get to the end of this video. But she was written to be a girl boss. Now, I can't be the only one who not only seen the possibility of Shanti betraying Jenard, possibly killing Jenard, but it had to have been obvious for everyone to see, right? The level of disrespect that she has shown Jenard directly on 2 occasions, right? One of those occasions, verbatim, she got stressed out and started talking to Jernard Greasy and told him to do what? Step his pussy up? How can you talk to a man like that and have respect for him at the same time? She told him to step his vagina up. He's not even a woman. That was highly, highly disrespectful. And you got to understand, that was only one of those 2 times where she verbally disrespected and belittled that man for simply not agreeing with her on whatever plot she had going on, okay? So here's the thing. If you watch season 3, if you watch season 2, the second time where she verbally disrespected Jernard that way, he said, yo, stop like bucking at me like that. Like, you wildin'. Stop talking to me like that, right? And when he was having this conversation with her, I felt like I was Jernard back in my 20s talking to my first baby mama. Like, yo, chill. Like, why you talking to me like this, B? Like, what's up with you? Like, what's with all this aggression? What's with all this, like, masculine energy? And then we got to understand the type of person who Shanti is, which is she's somebody who can fight, who could fight very well. They seen her as somebody who is probably on a similar level fighting-wise to Jernard, even though low-key, Jernard might be the best fighter on the show. We know Tommy is Tommy, but we also know that Jernard is the little brother of Diamond, and he let Diamond win that fight when they had that fight, right? So potentially, either they both was holding back. I mean, Diamond as the older brother, he probably was holding back. But one thing we know for sure is that Jernard definitely did hold back, right? In order to let Diamond win. But when you get back to Shanti, Shanti has been very disrespectful twice. For all we know, Jernard could break things off with Shanti early on in season 3. And then we got to understand where that could go. If Jernard breaks things off with Shanti, now we have a situation where Shanti now becomes an op of Jernard, Diamond, and Tommy and tries to kill all 3 of them. Maybe even successfully killing Jernard, but then I believe I might have seen something for 2026 where Jernard was with Tariq and Tommy and them. So maybe Jernard is still alive. I feel like Jernard is a well-written enough character to where there could be a lot more for him after season 3. But here's the reverse card though. Here's the Uno reverse on that. If Jernard breaks things off with Shanti and Shanti becomes an op, now we have a situation to where Jernard may end up having to kill Shanti. And who he would end up having to kill Shanti for, either Tommy or Diamond. We now run the risk of that, because if they break off from each other, then we know that Jernard would be telling Diamond and Tommy, yo, listen, man, we was in cahoots to really violate y'all, more emphasis on Tommy, but big brother, you would have been a casualty of war, given a worst case scenario. But I know the type of time that Shanti is on. We're gonna have to stop her. Now, if you haven't been under a rock, you've definitely seen the teaser for season 3. So without me giving y'all a statement on the situation, I'ma ask y'all, if you've seen the same teaser that I seen, how much of that teaser did you see Jernard and Shanti actually together? How much of it did you see? Not very much, right? Probably because they're already broken up. Sidebar, I'm going to be a nasty man for a second. Shanti is very, very hot. Very beautiful woman. I know I can't be the only one who's looking forward to another nude scene from her. But how these things go are, once you have one of these characters on, they probably sign on to do a nude scene or a love scene for like 1 season, give us a little bit of nip, and then we'll probably never see nip again, even if we see some kind of love scene. If so, shout out to the character that plays Shanti for already being a good soldier and giving us what we want to see. But as we end this video, I do not believe that Shanti will make it beyond season 3 of Force, okay? Power is going in another direction that's going to have Tommy, Diamond, and Jernard likely going wherever Tommy is going. Chances are, you know what? I got an idea for another video, so I'm not going to say what I was just going to say, right? But Shanti is likely to die. So, other than what I already told y'all in regards to Jernard possibly being the one to kill Shanti, I want to speak on the other option that I believe could come into play in regards to how Shanti will die going into the end of Power Book Full Force Season 3. For one, I want to say that her ambitions are going to be what gets her killed, right? But for two, I believe that if it's not Jernard that kills Shanti, what will be the other equally or more impactful way of her dying? That would be Claudia being alive. And Claudia ending up free, hopefully not paralyzed, because she did get stabbed in the back, right? Literally stabbed in the back. And it's because of Shanti, right? But We also know from previous episodes in Power Book Full Force that the Irishmen are not done, okay? Walter Flynn had an uncle. Chances are we will see this uncle in season 3. He's going to be one of the main villains, right? I believe that through Claudia, the uncle will kill Shanti, or Claudia may make her way home, right? If Vic gets killed or whatever and there's no one to testify against her, she'll make her way home, and then she herself will kill Shanti. Maybe by stabbing her in the back as well, maybe shooting her in the back of the dome, something of the sort. But that's my theory for today. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Can't teach that shit, nigga. Come on. That's God given. That's like my English.